Charles Hazlitt Upham was born in New Zealand in 1908. He grew up on a sheep farm near Christchurch. This was a world away from the battlefields of Europe. Upham was a tough and resourceful young man. He learned to ride horses and shoot rifles. He was also a gifted athlete. Upham received a good education. He attended Christ's College in Christchurch. He later studied at Canterbury Agricultural College. Upham became a land valuer. He worked in the rural areas of New Zealand. He seemed destined for a quiet life, but the world was changing. War was on the horizon. In 1939, World War II broke out. Upham was 31 years old. He was too old for compulsory military service, but he felt a duty to enlist. He joined the New Zealand Army. He was commissioned as a lieutenant in the 2nd New Zealand Expeditionary Force. Upham was a natural soldier. He was brave, determined, and a skilled leader. He quickly rose through the ranks. Upham was sent overseas with his unit. They travelled by ship to Egypt. They trained in the deserts of North Africa. Upham was eager to see action. He would soon get his wish. The war was about to take a dramatic turn. Upham would be at the centre of it. In May 1941, German forces invaded Crete. Crete was a strategically important island in the Mediterranean Sea. The Battle of Crete was a fierce and bloody battle. Upham quickly distinguished himself as a fearless and inspiring leader. He led his men with great courage and determination. On 22nd May 1941, Upham's platoon was defending a position near Malem airfield. They were attacked by a much larger force of German paratroopers. Upham's platoon was outnumbered and outgunned, but Upham refused to yield. He rallied his men. They fought back with everything they had. Upham personally led several attacks on the German positions. He used his Bren gun to devastating effect. He also used grenades and his pistol. Upham was wounded several times during the battle, but he refused to leave his men. He continued to fight until he was ordered to withdraw. Upham's actions at Malem were an inspiration to his comrades. He displayed extraordinary courage, leadership, and determination. He was awarded the Victoria Cross for his gallantry. The Victoria Cross is the highest military decoration for valour in the British Commonwealth. It is awarded for most conspicuous bravery or some daring or preeminent act of valour or self-sacrifice or extreme devotion to duty in the presence of the enemy. Upham was a reluctant hero. He did not seek glory or recognition. He was a humble and modest man. He was simply doing his duty. Upham was awarded his Victoria Cross by General Bernard Freyberg, the commander of the New Zealand forces in Crete. Freyberg said of Upham, "I've never seen anything like it. It was sheer coolness and courage." Upham returned to New Zealand a hero. He was given a hero's welcome. He was invited to speak at public events, but Upham shunned the limelight. He was uncomfortable with attention. He just wanted to return to his quiet life. Upham rejoined his unit. He was promoted to captain. He was sent back to North Africa. He was determined to continue fighting for his country. Upham knew that the war was far from over. He would soon face his greatest test yet. In July 1942, Upham was in action again. This time, he was fighting in the First Battle of El Alamein. The First Battle of El Alamein was a major battle in the Western Desert Campaign of World War II. The battle raged for weeks. Both sides suffered heavy casualties. Upham was now a company commander. He was leading his men in a series of attacks and counterattacks. On 14th of July 1942, Upham's company was ordered to attack a heavily defended German position. The attack was met with fierce resistance. Upham's company was pinned down by enemy fire. Upham was determined to break through. He led his men forward. He was shot in the arm and leg, but he kept going. He was shot again in the shoulder. He collapsed to the ground. He was seriously wounded. Upham's men thought he was dead. They prepared to withdraw, but Upham was not dead. He was badly wounded, but he was still alive. He sat up. He started shouting at his men. He ordered them to attack again. Upham's men were astonished. They'd never seen such courage. They were inspired by their wounded leader. They charged forward again. They overran the German position. Upham's leadership and courage had saved the day. Upham was evacuated to a hospital in Egypt. His wounds were serious, but he survived. He was awarded his second Victoria Cross for his actions at El Alamein. He was the only combat soldier in the Commonwealth forces to receive this honor twice during World War II. Upham was a legend. After the war, Upham returned to New Zealand. He lived a quiet life. He died in 1994 at the age of 86. Charles Upham was a true hero. He was a man of extraordinary courage, determination, and leadership. He was an inspiration to his generation, and he remains an inspiration to us today.